Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. So today we have kind of a part 2 of a video that I did yesterday with the best way, 5 tips, right, for the best ways to actually research stuff. And today, as I said, I was planning to do the continuation talking about silver lions, if enough people actually asked for it, and a lot of people did. So yeah, let's get going. And I had somewhat of a success with that video in the view, so it was a pretty good view. So in the video, so yeah, let's get to it. So 5 tips for getting silver lions, some things that might be just small but very important as well. First one is always check the silver lion rewards for your vehicle. Sometimes when you are basically flying and not getting enough silver lions, you will basically, sometimes you can basically forget about the silver lions rewards. Together with the price of repairs and stuff that we're going to talk about later, it can be a real problem. A very interesting point over here is the MiG-21 BIS, for example. It has, with the premium time that I have, but even without it, 480% of silver lions. If you go to a MiG-29, it has 375. Of course, the MiG-29 is a little bit cheaper to repair, as you see, but it's not by much, it's just a tiny bit. And their reward bonuses will make it a lot more worth it in that sense. Of course, you always need to consider that a MiG-21 will normally face a lot of 4th generation aircraft being in its BR. So it's a whole complex subject that you have to think about, really think about it. If you have problems with silver lions, if you're really low on silver lions, consider the BR that you are going to play. If you can actually play the aircraft for its full potential, it can be a problem. MiG-21 BIS, I don't think it's going to be a major problem. It has the R60Ms, has the R13s. It's not BVR, just fly low, get kills. It's very easy. The performance is there. The turning capability is there. It is a medium aircraft against a 4th generation aircraft. It's not the most amazing thing ever, but it's still amazing, So you can deal with it. But there are some other options that will be problematic, right? So consider the BR of the aircraft, the repair cost, and the reward. Always check the reward. It might be one of the problems that you are facing. For example, here the MiG-29, and as you see the Yak-41, look at the difference. It's almost twice as much, being the same BR. I still think that the MiG-29 is more fun to fly, and it's a better aircraft overall for the average player, right? But still, the Yak-41 is an amazing aircraft that has an amazing performance and great BVR capabilities. So yeah, if you're going to choose one to actually fly it out and get rewards and get silver lions, consider that. I mean, it has even less than the MLD. So yeah, always consider the silver lions that you are getting from each vehicle. Remember, the lower the rank of the aircraft, the lower the reward is as well. So always think about that. Okay, it's the first thing that you need to check, basically. Then we have the second one. Premium vehicles will always have a lot more, rewards, like a lot more. So for silver lions, the best way for you to actually get them is throughout premium vehicles. For example, here, 600%. It's, almost twice as much as well as the other ones. It's not that much compared to Yak-141, but it's a lot cheaper to maintain the aircraft. So yeah, that will help you basically deal with that. And yeah, you basically don't have to buy the aircraft as well with silver lions because you are buying it with premium. Always remember though that I think it's especially a good way to do that if you're buying it from especially the higher tiers, tier 7s, rank 7s, lower ones, it can even have higher rewards, as you see. So depending on the situation, it's better. For example, the MiG-21S, for example, here, it has a worse performance in the sense of, like compared to the MiG-23, like right here. And it has almost 800% silver lions. So you have to check each aircraft that you are seeing. Even the Su-11 is higher than the MiG-23ML. And as you see, the RP is lower, but the money is higher, which means that if you are getting it for the money, the SU11 is better than the MiG-23. So always like focus on what aircraft you want, and then use the money that you try to use the money that you get from free events that we're going to talk about next week when they come, to actually get them, because then you are basically getting vehicles for free, premium vehicles for free, just playing the game, right? So it's even better like that. As you see, for example, here, same principle goes as well. For example, F5C, it's cheaper to buy than an F4S, and it has a greater reward. So if it's going for money, it's, it's better to get the F5C, even for the reward. So of course, there is always the factor of BR, playability of the aircraft or vehicle or tank or whatever you're going to buy. So always consider that as well. Obviously, an F4S will suffer a lot more than an F5C. So this is pretty much a very easy choice if you're focused on money. But for example, here it's more of a difficult one because the MiG-21S is a lot worse in its BR than the MiG-23 is in its BR. The MiG-21S is an amazing aircraft, but it will have its problems with all-aspect missiles and stuff, while the MiG-23ML can deal with 4th generation pretty easily, right? So it always comes down to your style of gameplay. If you already have some of these aircraft, then you can have a kind of a choice. If you don't have any of the vehicles and you want a premium like that, see videos talking about it, flying around it. I already said that the MiG-23, for example, is the best premium in the game. In my opinion, it's the easiest one to fly, and it gets the most amount of better missiles and radar and stuff. So yeah, for me, it's the MiG-23ML. For other people, it will be another aircraft, but then you have to kind of guess what you want and what the nation is, and it's a whole nother subject, right? But always consider buying these, especially with crafting event money. Then we go for the third one, the premium time. So yeah, premium time has a major thing. I still think that vehicles are way more worth it than premium time if you are going to get for money, specifically for Silver Lions, because premium time only gives you basically, reward for battle, for active actions. Well, it kind of doesn't matter this much. I think it's for a battle or active actions in a random battle. Right, in other game modes, rewards in a battle for battle time in random battles. So yeah, it's amazing, but normally you will get more from a vehicle. It's pretty good, but then it depends on the vehicle that you're playing, right? So for example, 100% more, 150, for example, here, depending on the situation, on time and action. The major thing is that it's 50% on the sense of action, as you see right there. Reward 375, 2.5 times 100%, plus 50% of the premium time. So for the actions itself, it's 50%. But then you have the timing bonuses as well. As long as the battle is, the more Silver Lions you get. It's the same principle as we did on the RP as well. So remember that as well. But there is a factor of you not choosing the aircraft that you're going to fly, or the tank or whatever, right? So if you're, for example, flying an LA5 and researching it, you're going to get way less for the same type of gameplay. So 150, for example, here, because it's going to improve the aircraft that you are flying. The good part about this is that you can get money flying anything else while you research stuff with the premium time, but you will get less than if you actually buy a specific premium. So you have to choose what you want. Do you want a specific vehicle that will get you a lot of money, or do you want to research everything that you want in any nation that you want, flying basically everything, but also having less rewards? So that's just a choice that you have to do. I personally enjoy picking up a vehicle and buying it. My personal preference before the DCC partnership was the Shenyang F5. It is an aircraft that I got when it was released very, very long time ago, when the Chinese Tech Tree was added. And it was my go-to aircraft to get money. If I needed money, I just hop in this aircraft and fly around and get some money. Of course, later I started to buy always the premium with the crafting event money, but still, If you have both, it's even better. But if you have to choose between one or the other, then you have to choose that kind of situation that I told you guys. Then we go for the fourth one. This one is a very important one, and not a lot of people know about this, but be aware of your spending on repairs and ammunition. So yeah, especially if you don't have premium, because even back in the day, there were some tanks that without premium, it was almost impossible to do a profit one, because the ammunition costed so much. It was like 900 for the ammunition, for a top tier ammunition like this, for example, Silver Lion. So each shot that you shot, it was like basically 1,000 lions, right? Right now they fixed that. For a while now they have been fixing that type of thing. So right now the ammunition is not really the problem, but be aware of some vehicles that you are going to fly for their repair cost. For example, the Tu-4 is a very expensive aircraft. I mean, here it's half kind of done here, and it's already 14,000 lions. I mean, MiG-21 bis, 15,000 lions. The MiG-29, 15,000 lions. The F5s are really expensive as well. 18,000 lions, man. It's really, really expensive. F-14 is, the majority of high-tier aircraft will be, but there are some of them that are even worse, like the F5E, which is a very bad example of price. The other ones will turn around that price, but as you know, for example, the Tu-4, I mean, you're getting a much lower reward, but getting a price that you almost pay in the top tier that has a much higher reward. So yeah, you have to consider both the reward that you're getting and the repair cost, right? The B-29, it's another example. I mean, 13,000, but you only get 400 lions. It's a little bit better than the Tu-4, but still kind of bad. So yeah, be aware of these repair costs. I mean, compared to kind of same line of like that it's going to be, the difference is higher, you know. Of course, you can get a lot of points and a lot of RP just bombing a lot of stuff, but still, it is something that you need to consider, because it might be the reason that you have the problems with money in the first place. Obviously, researching a lot of countries is always the main problem, but also repair costs, depending if you're not thinking about that, it can be a big problem as well. And let's go to the final one. Last resort is always to do the wagers. Yeah, it's the last thing that you do. I mean, you don't have money for premium time, you don't have anything like that. Wagers will be the best thing. Best squad wagers are okay if you can have players to go with you. They basically need to kill people basically really close to you. Tank battles are a lot easier to get that, and especially arcade. But and then just play together with your friends. It's going to be very easy. Another one that I like even better is the Destroy 10 units wager. Normally I use it on arcade, but it can be used on RB as well if you got aces. So if you are really good in an aircraft, you can do it. But I would just advise you guys to go for arcade. 10 kills on arcade is pretty easy in lower tiers. You're just playing around in the game, and if you complete it, it is going to give you basically 490,000 lions. So just for playing the game. So yeah, it's a really, really good one. There are some ones that I would advise you guys to just, I mean, Hero of the Sky, it can be done, but it's hard sometimes. Wingman, it's really hard because you need a lot of assists and stuff. So it depends. Mission Maker, it's really, really, really hard. So it depends on, you know, the way that you fly and the way that you play the game. But it can be a good one. This is always a good one. Destroy 5 units 3 times 100,000. It's really easy to do, and it's just like you don't have to commit to it like this one for 10 battles basically, right? Remember also, you need to be on one vehicle for rank 3 to rank 8. So if you are playing with rank 1 and 2, it doesn't count. It will be activated, but it will not count. Back in the day, you wouldn't even be able to do top tiers, but now you can. So yeah, this is a last resort thing. It's kind of boring sometimes, but it saved my you know, a lot of times. You know, a lot of times. I made, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 millions using especially these 10 unit wagers back in the day before I entered the CC partnership and before I managed to get a premium vehicle. So if you really don't have the money or time to do one of the events, go for the wagers. They're really, really good ways to get money. I know they're boring, but still. And then the bonus tip, obviously we need to do the bonus tip. It is one that it's kind of obvious, but I need to tell you guys. Never buy Silver Lions with Golden Eagles. It's really, 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 really inefficient. I mean, 3,000 Golden Eagles for 1,300,000. 1,300,000, it's barely usable for a top tier aircraft. So you're going to spend 3,000 Golden Eagles, which is, I mean, for me, it's like a lot of money over here. I mean, 100 reais, it's like $25 basically for getting one vehicle, just to buy one vehicle. So it is really, 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 really inefficient. So never buy this. Never buy Silver Lions with Golden Eagles. Only if you have like, I don't know, you really need the money and it's like you have 50,000 Golden Eagles, but you're probably never going to get that if you're an average player. Normally, only if you are a content creator, then it's all right to use it. But it's, yeah, don't ever do that, guys. It really is inefficient. I know there is another, I mean, it takes time. Even if you buy a premium vehicle, it takes time. You have to play the game and stuff to get the money. And then, you know, you waste time and stuff. But it's so inefficient that it doesn't matter, man. It really is the most inefficient way to actually do this. The amount of work that you need to do to get 3,000 Golden Eagles for free in an event, it's so much. And if you're going to use your own money, it's really expensive. So really, please don't do that, okay? These are my 5 plus a bonus tip on getting Silver Lions. I hope it helps. And I see you guys on the next one. Hopefully it was helpful. And bye, guys. See you.